Hello everyone and welcome to the VeryReasonablePilots podcast. I'm your host, Charles Long. With me as always is my co-host, editor, producer, co-pilot, and gunner, Jacob Gloth. How are you doing today, Jacob?
I'm alright. Why are we talking all smooth and soft?
Because that's how radio voices talk.
Yeah, but I can put filters on for that. We don't actually have to do that.
Are you going to do that?
No, but I could. I could do that. If
I know you could do a lot of things. But you're not going to. It's fine.
Well, I mean, I think it's just more genuine if we just show our natural, unfiltered...
Nasally.
Well, I mean, we're not that nasally. I guess we're kind of nasally.
Where do we get nasally? Okay. Especially when we're laughing. But, you could put sound effects in, like you do for your other
jobs,
podcasts.
yeah. Well, I don't have the time. I don't get paid. Well, I guess I don't get paid for that either.
You don't get paid for any of your podcast duties.
Well, sad days. All right, so
this
is episode 60.
This is episode 60.
Now, almost every other time we've done episode 60,
I feel like one of us has had an idea.
Somewhat of an idea. It's never been genuinely off the top of our heads.
Yeah.
Notice I said the top of our heads and not dome.
Off the dome, baby. Completely off the dome. Nothing in the brain pan. I used up all my creative juices last night, working furiously to come up with a pitch, and then I realized that we were doing episode 60 about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I realized as I typed it into my computer, I'm like, oh shit.
Oh shit. Well, here we go. It's that meme. You know that meme from one of the GTA games?
Oh shit, here we go again.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's us.
I mean, usually it's just a very simple thing, like, oh, okay, I kind of want to do medieval because we haven't done that in a while, or I want to do comedy because we haven't done that in a while.
Yeah. We don't come up with stories or characters, but...
No, it's just like a general idea.
But
this time, we just realized seconds ago, so we had no time to prepare. We both have pitches written that aren't, that are ready to...
I'm gonna look around the room, because that's what I do sometimes when I'm out of ideas. I just look around the room for something to create a TV show idea. How about, magic, embosser that can emboss paper and turn...
Emboss paper? That's a shitty idea. Alright, you know what? I've actually got... I saw a movie recently. I saw Gunpowder Milkshake. Did you see that?
I have not seen Gunpowder Milkshake.
Gunpowder Milkshake came out like a month ago. What? Recently?
Very recently.
Very recently.
It was like...
It's on Netflix.
It was the top movie on Netflix for like a week ago.
Yeah. I saw it on Wednesday, and I mean it's pretty good. It's kind of it's very similar to John Wick in the sense that there is like a badass person, and there's also Karen. Well, I mean there's a few, but Karen Gillan's the primary protagonist.
Is it Gillian or Gillen? Because I've heard...
Gillian, let's just go with that.
I've heard Gillen.
Isn't she like Irish or something?
She is Irish. Or she's Scottish. She plays a Scottish person in Doctor Who.
She
I don't know if she is actually Scottish. But if if we just, followed what her characters are in TVs and movies, she could be a robot space woman.
Yeah. Okay.
With a big blue...
So,
big
robot
blue
space
head.
woman Karen Gillan plays essentially...
John Wick.
Very similar character to John Wick, in the sense that it's like a badass person that kills people for money. But unlike John Wick's retired in his movie, and he's out of it. She's in the game currently. So,
Monopoly. She just rolled snake eyes, gotta go to jail.
And very similar to John Wick, she's also fighting Russian mobsters, and she kills them all very quickly. She also kills a Russian mobster's son, which is exactly what John Wick did. So there's a lot of similarities in that, but the cinematography is a lot better. Like the colors, there's a really cool like retro aesthetic to the film, and the plot is a bit more robust. And it's got a really fun world and a lot of cool characters. I think.
That reminds me.
I think that it explored like John Wick. It has like this sort of underground world of sort of places and shops for hitmen. Yeah. So there's like a doctor she goes to, and there's like a secret hospital just for bad guys.
Like Hotel Artemis and Polar. There are a lot of these movies with like secret Hitman universes, and I like to imagine that they're all interconnected. Because Hotel Artemis came out a few years ago. It's got Jodie Foster.
Oh yeah,
and
I've
she
heard of that.
runs
Yeah.
like a secret motel or a secret hospital hotel for criminals.
Interesting.
And it's like set in cyberpunk, dystopian LA.
Yeah.
2025 probably. Not realistically, not that far off.
And there's a lot of cool little things. Like one of the places that she buys guns, it's a reoccurring place and it becomes important in the film, is a library where she like checks out books. And they're literally books.
Yeah.
And you open them and there's a gun inside.
Oh.
And it's like related to certain like authors have certain guns for
Oh,
whatever reason. And it's
okay.
pretty funny.
I guess, but like, what if they were like, I'd like to check out Fahrenheit 451, and they just give you like this gigantic, huge book.
Yeah.
You drag it outside, and you open it. And there's just a flamethrower in it. And you're like, oh yeah, this book system makes sense.
Yeah. It was always pistols though, or like what's it called? Melee weapons.
I'd like to rent a Moby Dick, and it's just this really long book.
Yeah.
You take it out like the toys at
There's a
Amy's
harpoon
birthday.
in there.
And there's a harpoon, and you're just like, da.
Yeah. There was a funny little line where someone said once in the film, they were like she needed a gun. She was like, I need a weapon. They're like, check the self-help section. And she's like going through the self-help section and like she's finding everything besides what she needs. Like she opens a book and there's like cash in there. And she opens another book, there's like a gold bar.
Yeah.
And she's like going through all the stuff and she whacks a guy with a gold bar, opens another book, like trying to find a gun, but she's finding all these things that aren't guns and has to use them as weapons.
Yeah. She
In
found
every
a
book.
condom. That would be funny. She found a condom.
I don't know.
She opened up one of the
I
books.
guess the movie was rated R,
and it
but
was
I don't
like
think-
Lolita. And she opened up the book and just like a bunch of condoms fell out. That'd be kind of fucked up, but it would also be fun.
I think it was just cash and other
And
stuff.
gold
passports
bricks?
and stuff.
Gold bricks are less common than condoms. And I feel like assassins, both male and female, would need condoms.
Yeah, but they
all the
probably
time.
need the money more.
They need
And
condoms
the money
to
is
buy
harder
condoms.
to get than, like, you can go to any convenience store. So your logic is insane. They're trying to get clean guns or clean money. Something that's
Clean
hard.
Condoms.
Okay.
No serial numbers. You gotta. stick
Anyway,
them off,
I was
file them off.
thinking off of that rant about Gunpowder Milkshake, which is a sick name, by the way.
It is a good name.
We should do some sort of Hitman universe thing where there's like a bunch of shops, but it should be because I think the most interesting part is not the hit people.
Yeah.
It's those shops.
Yeah.
I want to do maybe a sitcom or some sort of comedy thing. We should do some sort of
Like sitcom where they run a Hitman shop.
or like there's a network of them probably.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could do a sitcom of just like one group
Maybe
working at one shop, or
Yeah.
maybe we do like there's like a square and it's like they have all the bulletproof clothing and we have the guns
Yeah.
and they have like the money you
I
can
think
launder.
that would be good. Like it's a teen comedy set in a mall, but it's instead of teenagers, it's like veteran killers. Instead of a mall, it's like an underground murder mall. I think that'd be fun.
Underground murder mall. But they're all like, I was, instead of literally underground, I was thinking like they all are like normal storefronts.
Uh-huh.
And like you can go in there and try to buy something, but they'll just tell you to leave. Like that could be one of the reoccurring jokes is
Yeah.
that someone would come in and be like, hey, can I get a pack of cigarettes? And they'll be like, no, leave.
Is that code or something? I don't know.
Like, what does that
maybe,
mean?
Maybe that could be like one
Oh,
of
it is.
the
It's one of the
first
codes,
episodes.
and they hand him like a shotgun. He's like, oh, you meant a.
What?
Sir, can you come into the back with us?
Yeah, maybe that could be like one of the first episodes is the new guy's working there. And he's like, somebody walks in. He's like, yeah, could I get a brisk iced tea? He's like, is that a code for something? Does he want like napalm or something? And he like hands him a brisk iced tea.
Yeah.
And he's like, thank you. You're welcome. It's very awkward and they go their separate ways. Then maybe like later in the episode we find out that one of the hitmen has been murdered because he thought the brisk iced tea was like a bomb.
Oh, so he cracked the can and it was like, oh, this is
And it like fizzes up and it's just like,
he dies.
well, damn if that ain't refreshing.
That'd
And then
be
he
a good
gets
scene.
murdered.
Like he cracks the iced tea, sighs. Like we get a close up of the can and see it's just the liquid.
Yeah.
Takes a sip and then he just gets shot a bunch.
Yeah.
The classic like 30 million bullets going
Like
to the person as
1,000
they like
harpoons.
shake. Oh, well that works too. Yeah.
He gets eaten by a shark.
Well, okay, well, how would he be drinking then?
Underwater.
Maybe
SpongeBob can do it, he can do it.
Okay, well, sure.
Yeah. But I think it would be fun if we had some of these storefronts at like in just like regular malls and stuff.
I think it should be a real mall. That's
Yeah.
like the setting. It's an actual mall.
But I think there should also be ones that are like hidden, you know?
So maybe like a back room. Like, so you walk into the store, right? Mm-hmm. It's like a J.C. Penney.
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of clothes. It's a
Yeah.
mall, you know,
It's a
malls are running out of
Sears.
business. It doesn't have a lot. I mean, it's a big department store, but, you know, it's like pretty skimpy on the selection. You're like, oh, this is kind of stupid. And you have like actual people trying to shop there.
Yeah.
And the people just like, you know, the workers keep turning them away. I mean, like, you know, sorry, we don't have your size. And they're like, but I'm holding my size right here. No, sorry, we don't have
Get
it. You gotta
out.
go. That's for display only. They're like,
Yeah.
but it was on the shelf. Get out, please.
It said sale. Shut up. Get out.
And then maybe they can have like in the fitting room, there's like a secret door, and you go down, and it's like the J.C. Penney for armored clothing,
Yeah. Or maybe it's like
bulletproof suits and such.
there's one character who works there, and he's like the only one who doesn't know it's an assassin, J.C. Penney. Mm-hmm. So he's always trying to bring in customers.
Yeah.
Like he's like the manager. He's from J.C. Penney. You know,
Yeah.
the bigwigs. He comes down, and they always have to like somehow trick him into not seeing. You know,
That's really just a
the Batman like
fireman pull down
Fireman pulled down. Yeah.
in the fitting room. Yeah.
So I'm imagining it as like Kingsman, but less British
Well, yeah.
Unless-
It's probably an American thing.
and less creepy.
All right, J.C. Penney, right? That's
Yeah.
where they sell the armored clothing in this mall. We got that. Regional manager comes by, checks in the store, tries to get them to increase their sales. But
Yeah.
they have, let's say they have really good sales because they sell the armored clothing and they send a dividend back to J.C. Penney. And it's like their best-selling J.C. Penney.
like 2% back to
Yeah.
J.C. Penney, and it's like the best.
But it's the best J.C. Penney because, I mean, I think they're out of business, actually, aren't they?
no, I've seen a J.C. Penney around.
One of those department stores ran out of business
Sears.
somewhat recently.
Sears
ran out of business. Okay. Maybe it's a Sears then. That's even better, because it could be a Sears when all Sears are out of business and don't exist anymore. People are like, why is there still a Sears
Yeah,
here?
like there's one Blockbuster in Alaska that's still open. That's real.
Yeah.
It's the only Blockbuster. It's like a privately owned.
Yeah,
by
I
the people there, and it's the
There's a
only.
documentary on it called The Last Blockbuster. Oh my god, I can't speak. I said Lost first and
The
then
Lost
Last.
Blockbuster.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't either, because you're speaking into your coffee cup. But
Yeah.
I was saying
Well, that was rude.
that some of the maybe like this J.C. Penney for armored stuff isn't the high end stuff.
Yeah.
This is like the mid tier for assassins getting into who just found out about the secret world.
Yeah, so it's like it is the J.C. Penney of that world.
Exactly.
So it's like, you know, you go in there and you're like, yeah, we can get you like the bulletproof vest, okay? Only covers the heart, and the buttons are also bulletproof. So if they shoot you right on the button, on like a
It'll
button-down
bounce
shirt,
right
it'll
up.
bounce right up. Also, the heart is protected. There's like a little plate over it or something.
Yeah.
But it's like a metal plate that's like really uncomfortable.
It's like the
and it's like you
kind that
feel
they wore
it.
in the Old West, and it would just be like it bounces off, but it leaves a huge bruise.
Right,
and
yeah, yeah, it hurts. Yeah, but then they have like a higher end store. What's our high end store?
The Target.
No,
The Nordstroms.
no, it's got to be like.
Well, I think that really.
We have like a. What's like a high end clothing store? I can't think-
Nordstrom's.
Nordstrom is not a high end. That's a department store as well.
It's pretty high end. It's
No.
the higher end of department stores.
I'm thinking of like designer clothing. That's what I'm thinking.
Men's Warehouse. Well, I was thinking that the really high end assassins clothing shops are like hard to get to. So it's like, oh, we built this secret, level of an
Yeah.
apartment building that's entirely, like an organized flea market for assassin gear. And maybe there's like one, that bridge or the underwater like tunnel that goes from New York, like in and out of New York.
Yeah.
Well, what if there was just like, yeah, when you're here, you press this one button, and like if you know what to do, you know what to do, and it transports you to this like huge underwater, like an entire mall.
Yeah.
Not just a store, but an entire, assassin mall.
Are you saying that's connected to or like above ground mall?
I don't think it's connected to... I think it's like an underwater base sort of meme.
But how is that in our universe here?
Because they're crazy.
No, but like, where is it? Because we're doing a sitcom in this mall here, right? How do we get to there?
Oh,
This underground
I'm
water
thinking, you know, because our characters are, you know, learning or around wannabe assassins.
Yeah.
They would, like, go from place to place occasionally.
Okay.
Like, for the season finale.
Okay, maybe there's like a Hitman sellers like convention.
Yeah.
And that's where they go. That could be one of the episodes, and so our sellers will go there. I was thinking for the higher end clothing at our mall, at least, we could have a non-franchised or like, you know, corporate
Handmade
tailor.
Italian.
Yeah, like a tailor guy, like a, you know, who makes all like the nice fancy suits, and he could be like a character that is, he's actually better than a lot of like the real fancy stores that you go to.
Yeah.
But you know, he's just a one-man business.
He's like an old
old Italian
genius.
man, I'm thinking.
Yeah. He's like a, you know, one of the super cool... He knows everything about clothes, and he'd be like, yeah, I know how I can make you a suit that could stop a rocket.
It's like expensive, but like, you know, it's
worth it.
It's real lightweight, breathable, and it stops bullets and other stuff.
Maybe we should have a bunch of references to other assassins in media. Like,
we could have... He also tailors Batman suits.
Oh, that'd be pretty good.
That'd be funny. Because we always got to include Batman in our shows.
Yeah, I made a decorace.
That could be a recurring joke, is that he is the tailor for a lot of famous killers or people that have, you know, armored suits. Like, he's got maybe John Wick's suits.
Yeah, Mr. Wick.
There. We have Keanu Reeves coming for an episode, and like all he does is pick up a suit and leave.
But it's not like John Wick looking Keanu Reeves. It's Keanu Reeves, but he's just gotten off of the set of the latest Bill and Ted movie. So he's got like the long hair, but it's kind of gray, and he's doesn't have a beard, so he's kind of got that double chin showing.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, this is John Wick on his off days.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got like a baby poodle. That's his new dog.
Yep, picks up his suits from there.
Yeah.
Wow, what's another one we could do? What would a gun store be comparative in a...
I think...
mall? Like, what's the gun store of
like
mall places? Shoes?
Shoe
oh,
warehouse.
So you could get like, you know, I need a size 12, and then that's like a certain
it's a
size
12
gun.
gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
shotgun
good.
Or whatever, you know.
So it's like a Reeboks.
Yeah, but it's... what's that place? Is like Shoe Warehouse? Maybe there should be like all sorts of like underground sales happening among the like assassin stuff, and it's like, even though they're dealing with like murderers and killers and like super weapons and all this stuff, because I think we should try and lean into the, you know, fun, goofier sides of like super spy media. But like, even though they're dealing with all this stuff that's like life and death, they're like, let's just play around. You know, it's like, have you seen Cloud9? That store, or not Cloud9? What's it called? Superstore.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen it, but I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're worried about like they have to compete with the, you know, mall next door over, and you know, they have to worry about sales and corporate saying that they're not raking in enough, or there's new.
But like the mall next door is like a normal mall.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like maybe it's a strip mall, and that's like one of their big things. Is they're not even a real mall. They're you know, not connected. It's all outside.
Yeah. But they also, or maybe their competitor is Walmart, and that's where all the assassins are starting to buy their guns from.
Because Walmart sells actual guns.
Walmart sells actual guns, and so
that's funny.
Like, shit.
They're selling them legally? Like, you went in there and you bought a legal gun. He's like, yeah, at Walmart.
Like 6 of them.
We were like in like a back room. Did they have like a fireman pull down, and then you like went through a door that you had to scan your eye? And they're like, no. It was just in a section. I talked to a guy named Bill. He said, yeah, you can take it, go. And
I went to the self-checkout, and I scanned it, and it said, are you 18 and over? And I said, yes. And then I put my credit card in, and I bought it.
I'm like, really?
Really that easy? And it's like a fucking like assault rifle. And he's like, yeah, I got like 6 in the car. I'm gonna go give them to my kids.
There's no class anymore. Like, what is wrong? I was like, how much was it? Like, oh, like, you know, $4. Like, what?
$50 per gun. I was like, holy shit. And they're like selling $200, you know, custom built like rifles with scopes, and they filed off the serial numbers and all this stuff. You know?
Yeah. So it's all this work they put into it.
Mm-hmm. They're craftsmen. And this Walmart It's taken away some mall business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking in our mall we also have an Annie Ann's, the pretzel place, but it's just a normal pretzel place.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It's like
And then that you could have like an intro thing where they're showing a young assassin around the mall. Maybe that's a character we also follow is this young assassin who's like just getting into the game. They're like showing him around the mall, or him or her, and
Jennifer.
they're like, yeah, this is, we'll say the young assassin's name's Jennifer. They're like, Jennifer, like, this is the shoe store. They bring her in. They're like, yeah, no, if you want something smaller, more discreet, you go over to the kids section. Ask for, whatever. If you need something that's really gonna put some work in, go to the adult section. Ask for a size 12, and that's the 12 gauge shotgun.
It's like you really want to get something that's gonna make sure that you don't have to deal with this person ever again. You go over to Spencer's Gifts, you get some crazy shit over there. Spencer's Gifts is where they sell like the electricity guns and the.
It's like the really weird stuff, but like maybe the other people look down on it. And they're like, like that's you don't want to get anything from there.
Class.
It's just and then, like most of that stuff doesn't even work. Like
it's like the last guy used the invisibility force field thing, it exploded his face, and now like everything is invisible except his face. So it's just a face floating in the air.
Oh, that's a nice idea. I was thinking that you're gonna go with everything is invisible to him besides himself. Everything else is shielded to him.
Oh, that'd be funny.
You could have a lot of gimmicky gifts from there that like almost work like they say they do.
Yeah, or maybe they work like one of the final episodes will have one work.
That actually works, and like someone that works at Spencer Gifts will be like, it finally works.
We have our Doc Brown character be like,
that works there.
I did it, Marty. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
I killed him in a rage of jealousy.
Oh God. Okay.
He fell in love with Marty.
Oh.
They went on so many.
My joke was gonna be, by the way, with the Jennifer thing, that they'd show her all the cool stores, and they're like, and then we have an Annie Ann. She's like, what do we have there? Like exploding pretzels, or like you can get grenades there or something? And they're like, no, but like the hot dogs are all right.
Yeah, they got those
pretzel hot dogs.
Bits. They got pretzel bits with sugar on them.
Yeah, the pretzel bits. You can get the cinnamon ones. Those are really good.
Sometimes some of them have a milkshake place too. So
the lemonade's good too.
Ours don't, but some of them do.
But like, is that like a, do they know that this mall is? Yeah. Like, Annie Ann, she was a hitman. All Annie Ann's are only at malls that sell, that are at criminal syndicate malls. Yeah. Like, oh, really? That's how you know.
Yeah.
If there's an Annie Ann's there, it's a criminal syndicate mall.
Criminals gotta eat too, man.
She's like, but I saw one at the airport. And he's like, yeah, I told you.
Yeah, they're throwing a lot
I was a criminal
shit
syndicate
they don't
airport.
know about underneath those planes. Lots of drugs. I feel like these guys don't work in drugs. They look down upon people who work in drugs.
Well, yeah, they do. They're
flesh.
They're the accessory and equipment providers for the
But I feel like these
for the hitman.
At least our store is maybe moving away from selling exclusively to hitmen and also starting to deal with drug kingpins and all these other sorts of characters that they don't.
Well, they have like thugs that come in.
Yeah.
But they don't like work. They don't like selling to the thugs, maybe.
Yeah. Or maybe it's like, they're working with gun runners, or cartels and whatever. Like these guys just don't respect the craftsmanship and
well, that could be a thing where they don't sell to those people, and that's like the mall's like ideologies. You have to have a membership to like the International Hitman Association.
Or maybe that's like the main, what their fight, like the main fight in the first season is like the mall and the people who own the mall only want to sell the hitmen, but the corporate people who provide the weapons and provide the stuff, they're like sell to everybody.
Everybody, because we want to make money.
Yeah.
And then we could have because we need a doctor. So would we have like a care first or like an urgent care?
We have an optician.
Oh, like an eye doctor.
Yeah,
they have like a glasses store, right?
Yeah, they have glasses
and you go in there, and there's like there's like an operating table in the back. Now you can buy glasses.
Yeah, or maybe a pet store. So, in movies and TV shows, they always have, vets be doctors.
Yeah, I think that's better actually. Let's do a pet store has the that, and then for the eye doctors, you could have like cool spyglasses.
Oh yeah, maybe like the eye doctors where you go to get implants, and the implants aren't so like advanced that you can like see through walls and shit like that. But you're like, yeah, I can hack things. I can read people's texts. Through their phones or whatever. It's cool.
But that's expensive.
Yeah.
If you want, if you're maybe for Jennifer when she's starting out, she goes up there and she's like, I don't have a lot of money. Like, what can I get? And they're like, well, you need this pair of glasses. And she's like, yeah, what does it do? Well, you can see through them. They're not eye corrected for vision, so
they're glass.
Yeah. Good for disguise.
Yeah, very. You don't look.
And she's like, "Well, I've got a few extra dollars. Like, can I get any cool features?" And she's like, "These ones have a little digital clock on the top left corner that you can see when you have them on."
It's gonna cost you $300 extra.
But you have to set it manually too. There's two really small knobs.
And you've got to wind it.
Yeah.
It's a wind-up digital clock.
Yeah.
But
that's because it's not actually digital. It's a real clock in there.
Yeah.
You can see all the gears.
And if you drop the glasses, the clock's probably gonna break.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's really delicate.
Really fragile.
Yeah. Like, do you guys have anything like laser eyes or something like that? Yeah, we got laser eyes, but that's gonna be looks down, does some math.
Shows her the number. She's like, she's like.
And she like, it's like, all right, I'm gonna go get a pretzel.
That's where the day ends. She finds all this cool stuff.
Yeah, but she finishes.
But she can't afford any of it.
Yeah, maybe she gets shown around a tour by her boss.
Oh, that'd be interesting. So you're saying like she works at one of the stores, but she's an aspiring assassin, maybe?
Yeah.
And that could be she's the sort of protagonist, and her arc is becoming an actual assassin.
Yeah, like gaining the respect of not only the people who she works for, but also the people she caters to, and like getting her foot in the door, meeting people, schmoozing.
And maybe so that she can be a part of like every store. She has a role as like. She has like a general role in the mall that's like helper or something like generic, and so she has to whoever needs her that day will have her.
She's
work
an unpaid intern.
No, we can't do that twice.
No, we can't.
No, she's definitely paid. Because she has to make money so that she can afford to buy the gadgets so that she can become a hitman.
Yeah.
And get her license. Maybe you have to pay a certain amount for a license as well.
Maybe there's like it's the same thing with getting your driver's license. You have to go to like a 2-week course, and they show you like these are the dangers of messing with cyanide. They're like, and they have those like really bad PSAs from the.
Yeah, she has classes she has to take, and she has to pay for those classes.
Yeah, maybe the class.
She's a student. Okay, she should be like a working student at the mall.
Maybe
Jennifer.
she's working. Maybe the classes where you take the classes to get the Hitman license is in the mall, is in like a under layer of the mall.
Yeah.
You go down a flight of stairs and you meet this guy and you get this class. Maybe she's got a group of mates in that class that she is like they're all
working at the mall.
They're all working in the mall. They've got like a set of sleeping quarters underneath because they're all becoming hitmen and hit women. So maybe they've all like cut off family ties and it's all like Black Widow style things, but they're like more cool with it. They're like, yeah, it's fine. I didn't like my mom very much or whatever. And then each of those people gets assigned to a different store, and she is assigned to like the manager of the mall. Yeah. Who mostly does stuff in his office, and he just sends her around.
And she probably initially thinks that's like a bad job.
Like everybody else got picked.
Oh, they got like they got picked, and I got to do like the general thing. But like that's actually like one of the best jobs because he's like grooming her to. Yeah.
And maybe it's like if you get picked by a certain store, it's like that's gonna affect your abilities. Yeah. Because obviously.
Because you'll be trained by that person.
If you're working in the gun store, you're gonna learn how to take care of guns and be a better shot and all this stuff. Yeah. And you're gonna go to the range a lot more than if you're working in the clothes store. You're gonna be better at like disguise and making sure that you can probably, let's say the clothes store is also connected to the hospital area.
What is that?
I don't know, because I think the people working in the clothes store should also get more experience. It's like first like
Well, the clothes store thing, that's like armor and such.
Yeah.
And the hospital, that's like medical stuff. So it's kind of different, but...
Well, maybe not connected, but like maybe the clothes store people are getting like more battlefield medic like training.
And like maybe the worst person in the class works at the Annie Ann's.
Yeah, the worst person in the class works in the Annie Ann's, and it's like, have you ever seen Karate Kid? You know how he sees wax on, wax off, and he's like, he thinks it's dumb, but it's not?
Yeah.
That's the same thing. You dip those pretzels enough, you'll be the world's greatest killer. It's like dipping them in mustard and chocolate and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
he has like these crazy skills from different things at Annie Ann's.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's some sort of fight scene in the future.
And he's like throwing, like ninja stars the size of those little pretzel bites.
Yeah.
He's just like killing everybody. He's like, whoa!
How can you do that? Well, Annie Ann's is doing this, blah, blah, blah.
You've been chosen by the spirit of Annie Ann.
Is she dead? I don't think she's dead.
I don't know.
Is she dead?
I didn't know she was a real person.
She might be dead. I know, there was an episode of, what's that show where, like, the boss goes into the workplace and, like, works with them?
Undercover Boss?
Undercover Boss. There was an episode of that where, like, the owner of Annie Ann's, like, went and worked in an Annie Ann's. I remember seeing that. I don't know if she was Annie Ann, though. She might... this is probably, like, an old store, and she was probably maybe just the CEO or something.
This feels like a Wild West store. Annie Ann's. It feels like it got started in, the 1800s. It was
Selling
like
pretzels.
Pretzels! Let's experience something from Germany.
Maybe, I was thinking
it was
probably...
before everyone hated Germany.
It's definitely like a 1960s or 70s store.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Maybe more recent than that.
Because they wouldn't have, I don't think America was ready to, enjoy the German delicacy of a nice big pretzel. In the 1960s.
1970s?
Yeah, I don't think they had healed, from the tragedy of World War II.
I don't think so. But I don't think so what you're saying, not that I agree with you.
I think the world still hasn't truly healed.
All right, well, that
the
doesn't
tragedy
matter.
of World War II.
Let's just switch on to our podcast show pilot.
We've got a podcast. I forgot.
We've got a podcast show
we were
pilot.
Just talking about a show.
Well, now you were going on a World War II rant.
World War II is bad.
Okay, so we have Jennifer, our protagonist, who's learning to become a spy, works with the manager of the mall, working in each different place. She gains the skills of every place. She's sort of like a jack of all trades.
She's a jack of all trades, but she's learning the greatest skill of being
leadership
and the ability to, what's that word? When you tell people what to do instead of just doing it yourself.
Leadership.
No, but like you...
Delegation.
Delegate. She's learning how to delegate so she can lead an effective squad.
Yeah, remember I said leadership a few seconds ago?
No.
Yeah, that kind of covered delegation, ain't
I
it?
love the word delegate. That's why I couldn't remember it.
Alright, well that's good for you.
I hope everything gets cut out. I hope this
there's just nothing in this show.
I hope this is just one, it's like 60 minutes of just silence.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut out the whole episode.
That'd be funny. But you still post it. Which I think would be the funniest part.
It'd just be a silent episode.
I imagine you'd make the thumbnail and you'd write the description about what we talk about, which is basically nothing.
I'd exaggerate it. I'd be like, a cool new world where assassins go to a mall to learn how to do stuff. There's a department store with armored stuff and a shoe place where you can buy guns.
Buy so many guns at shoes place, maybe?
Listen to the story of Jennifer, our intrepid hero, as she slowly becomes an assassin over time. Really exaggerating what we really talked about.
We're just like,
I spent the first 10 minutes talking about Gunpowder Milkshake.
Yeah. Which sounds good. I might turn it on.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. I watched the movie, too. Recently.
That's good for you. Is it related to our pitch?
Not in any way.
No. Okay. Well, do we have anything else for the pitch?
No, I'm still thinking about stuff for the pitch. I think we should, there should be more clothes with weapons built into them. I'm all about a weapons built into a clothes thing,
Okay.
Like the Joker in Dark Knight, he's got that knife shoe. Love a good knife shoe.
Knife shoe.
Remember that knife shoe?
Oh, like where it comes out of the front of the shoe? Yeah, I gotcha. I guess the shoe store could, have a collaboration section with the department store.
They have, a section with actual shoes. They're
well, no, the department store would probably have the actual shoes. Or maybe they all have, some of their actual stuff, because they need to have at least a facade of being a real
Well, I think it'd be funny if you went, alright, if you want something a little bit more discreet, a little bit more sleek, you go to the kids section, something that's gonna, blow your opponent away, you go to the adult section. And if you want to go get some real shoes, you go to the real shoes section. And there's just a big section of the store that's got real shoes.
Not a joke, actually real.
Real shoes, we have them over here. Guns on the other part. Real shoes here. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I like that.
But all of the shoes have weapons built into them. Even they have dress shoes and like what you'd expect an assassin to wear, but they've also got basketball sneakers, and all these different cool weird shoes.
Yeah.
It's they've all got knives built into them, or the heels made out of clay that you can make into a plastic explosive or something else cool. I'm all about that.
And maybe there's a section where you can get concealed weaponry, in Taxi Driver he's got the slide out.
Yeah, the slide out. I was watching
gun.
Django Unchained last night. And
Also
he's
has
got the
slide out gun, yeah.
Badass.
But his was
His was homemade.
yeah, Taxi Driver's was homemade.
Yeah.
And then the what was it? What's his
King
name?
Schultz.
That's his name.
Yeah.
The guy in Django Unchained.
Yeah, I mean, Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, I know his actual name. I meant his...
Dr. King Schultz.
Schultz. All right. Well, anyway, he's got that cool sort of pop out gun.
Yeah.
So you could probably buy one of those, maybe a bit expensive at the shoe store.
Yeah.
It's designer shoes. There's a designer shoe section, and that's where you can get those. Maybe it's custom made upon request.
Yeah.
And Jennifer goes up and she's like, I want one of those slide out gun things, and they're like, all right, let me just explain to you how impractical and stupid that is. And it was as they're about to explain, she's like, I just want one. Could you just
go in the mirror?
I just want to slide it out.
Every time you enter a building, you get patted down.
Yeah. You're not going to get through.
What? Okay, think about you're going to a nice gala to assassinate somebody. Does your dress have sleeves? Does it have sleeves, Jennifer? Does any dress have sleeves? Much less sleeves you can hide an entire mechanism and gun inside. I don't know.
Also, all of them are way too bulky. If you want it to be even slightly practical, you need to be somewhere cold, really fucking cold. You need to be in Minnesota, okay? Yeah. So it's at least practical that you're wearing this many layers. And then you couldn't actually wear that many layers because you have this huge thing, so you'd be freezing.
And you have a glove on, presumably, in these cold temperatures.
Yeah, and so you'd flick it out, and then you couldn't put your finger on the trigger because it's too fat to fit in there.
Yeah, and then, you know how many bullets we can fit in that thing?
1.
2 at the fucking most. If we put 10 extra hours in, we can fit 2 bullets in there.
And then the chance of it jamming, probably 90%, It's not gonna...
We're the best gunsmiths on the planet and we can't make this thing work. But Travis Bickle somehow made it work. Out of a drawer.
Drawer,
and
socket
a rubber
thing.
band or whatever.
Yeah, which makes none of that make any sense, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't care, it's fun. And she's like, I don't care, I just want it. It just looks, I'm doing it it's a cosplay, I'm actually.
And then maybe she wants she's like, can I get one of those blades from Assassin's Creed? And they're like, can't do that for copyright reasons.
Yeah.
And they're like, she's like, really? We're doing illegal stuff though, we can't.
Ubisoft.
Why does it matter? She's like, look, there's 2 kinds of laws. There's criminal laws, okay? We can get around those. Copyright law, now you don't want to mess with that, all right? The copyright guys will come after you no matter what, all right? Because then you're not only messing with, the government, you're messing with their, companies' revenue streams.
Yeah.
Can't mess with that.
Do you know how many assassins Ubisoft hires every year? We can't threaten having a problem with them. They go somewhere else for their assassinations.
Yeah, no, we
We
couldn't.
need to assassinate all those game critics because they could say their games are caca-poo-poo.
They're not that bad. Change their genre a bit. That's not bad. That doesn't matter.
They're not great.
That could be a good reoccurring joke that Ubisoft kills people.
That would be funny. Maybe it's and I think we should have our first episode should be introducing a character who maybe shows up later, but he's this lowly regular world, real world hitman.
Yeah.
And he's a Travis Bickle type. He's got maybe he doesn't have one of the things, but he's got 2 mismatched guns.
Yeah.
And he's got a boot gun that only has 2 bullets in it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's I'm a pretty good assassin. I've killed 3 people, and I haven't gotten caught yet, and I got paid for all 3. And I'd be like, okay. And maybe he's talking with someone at a bar, or somebody sits down next to him at a bar and like, I know who you are, and our guy thinks like, oh fuck, I'm caught, and you know, gives him a bus ticket. You know, our guy goes to the bus ticket, takes a bus ticket, puts it in a thing. You know, he gets on the bus that shows up, and it takes him to a special secret, you know, place.
Yeah.
Like secret entrance to the mall, and he walks up and he's like, oh my god, there's so much gear, you know, and he's wearing like a ratty t-shirt and all this stuff. He's not doing well. And like, he comes in and he's like introduced to all these characters, and then our real main character, Jennifer, kind of takes center stage, and we see this guy later, who got there in the beginning, and like, later in the episode, or later in the season, we see that he's kind of become like everything Jennifer wants to be, you know? Like this kind of like smooth, cool assassin, James Bond style guy. Mm-hmm. And he's just, you know, but he's still got some of that street edge. But he's like, and maybe we could set him up as taking Jennifer under his wing for season 2. But I think it would be good if we had
I don't know if that really works. The way you're describing it, it seems like he's the new assassin on the block, and then he is somehow better than her at everything, and then takes her under his wing.
No, I don't think he's better than her at everything. I think we don't see him for a majority of the season, and he's just off like getting real world experience, while she is getting book smart experience, and like learning how to. So he's learning how to like seduce people and get information, and she's learning how to, you know, build guns and, you know, run a team and all this other stuff.
Okay.
And I think at the end of season 2, maybe they work together, and maybe he disrespects her at the beginning. He's like, you're just a desk jockey, you're a fucking clerk. You don't know anything about really killing a man, or whatever, and maybe she kicks his ass, or something. And it's like, you know, I think that these people should prove to each other that they're, you know, capable before, because I think the show can't just stay in the JCPenney.
Yeah.
It would have to evolve into...
It's not a JCPenney, it's in a mall.
But the
JCPenney's one of the stores.
Yeah. But it would have to move on to her actually being an assassin.
Well, I think that's sort of the end of the show, is that she's
Yeah.
done, and she's going to be an actual assassin now.
Cool.
And then they'll pay us for a spin-off show where she's an assassin. And then we won't even write it. We'll just produce it.
Of course not.
We're producing it, meaning that we don't do anything. Yeah, executive produce. We don't do anything. We just have our names there so people watch the show.
Yeah.
All right.
Our names are such a draw. Do you want to talk about the movie I watched?
No. What are you talking about in the next episode?
Oh, why? You don't want to talk about Blade Runner 2049?
I love that movie, but we should talk about it in the next episode.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you all very much for listening to the Very Reasonable Pilots podcast. I've been your host, Charles Long, and with me as always has been my co-host, editor, producer, co-pilot, and gunner, Jacob Gloth. If you like what you heard here and you want to hear more, please follow us, like us, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at Charles_Lungs. You can find us on Twitter at VRP Podcast. Thank you all and have a beautiful good night.
Bye.